Tucked in just behind the north of London, St Albans often gets overlooked by tourists, but this town is full of surprises, from its stunning cathedral to charming streets that feel like a step back in time. So, is St Albans the most underrated town in England? Today we're going to be exploring the hidden gems, the history, and the little spots that make this place worth a visit. Join me. Well, Google Maps has started not to work, so I've just asked some lovely locals. It's a middle class area, but it's not like a poncy middle class area, which I quite like. They're like, it is a long way, and I'm like, yeah, that's because usually don't pay me enough to actually pay for parking, so I have to park in the outskirts. But I think it's a good way to show you what the real life is of the town. It's kind of very leafy. Google Maps is saying that I need to go that way, but that's just a field, so it has to be in that general direction. Well, it's got an M&S BP garage. That's when you know it's posh. I've got a feeling this place is actually pretty wealthy. I mean, literally a saint in the name. The only places you can for sure tell are posh just by the name is names that have saint under them, or names that have on Thames, minus Walton and Staines. First impressions though, it's not poncy posh as I say, but it's just nice. It's a pleasant place. I'd love to live here. I can't afford it, but if I could afford it, this would be high on my list, let me tell you. It's just easily one of the most underrated places in the entirety of the UK. Like, literally nobody talks about St Albans, and yet I'm pretty sure you can get a train to London for like 20 minutes, right? Like, it can't be that expensive either. Whereas if you live an hour out to London, the prices are bloody outrageous. It's so expensive. Whereas here, you're kind of on London's doorstep, basically. You also know it's posh when they have cyclists as well. This place is so posh, they literally have sushi here. I'll tell you what place reminds me of here is Sevenoaks in Kent. It's by far the nicest town in Kent. So have better the Verulamium Wells. But it's got the exact same size, the exact sort of same layout. The only thing this place needs is like a deer park, just like Sevenoaks. But look how amazing this is. It feels like actual England, which is rare to see, especially on my channel, but just in general these days. Like, you've got a beautiful row of buildings, the smell of weed in the air, and a church in the background, and the cathedral's just down there as well. You've got the clock tower just there, lovely little pub, a few cool coffee shops, and the cobbled streets as well. What a lovely contrast to the other places we've been in the last few days. This feels like real England, and it actually feels quite nice. You've got like Tudor style houses, Georgian style houses, all in the same place. Really cool to see as well. And all these posh shops that I can't afford, like Rice. Well, what are the first impressions of St Albans? So far I really like it. It's a really nice city. Everyone I've spoken to as well has been very nice and friendly. Everyone's a gentleman here. I like it a lot. It does seem like a very expensive place to live, I'll be completely honest, but it doesn't seem over the top like some places in Surrey where you just feel a little bit out of place. Here it actually feels like you could live here. I say everyone's nice and it's a very beautiful place. Well, you know it's nice when even in weather like this, it still actually looks quite cozy and quite pretty. Whereas you go to some place like Luton and it's the grey sky just really sums it up and adds to the atmosphere. But here, not even the crappy weather can ruin this view. This is real England. Usually at places like this, as you can see, it gets even nicer as you get closer to sort of the main cathedral area. And I really like, I've got to show you this actually, in St Albans, and some other towns do this, like Farnham in Surrey does this as well, but there's these little like offshoots from the town centre and they go into these little mini bits. They do a lot in Europe, we don't really do it in the UK, but if you go to like the proper English, really nice places like St Albans, you can actually see that here. St Albans Cathedral stands on the site where Britain's first Christian martyr, St Alban, was executed nearly 1,700 years ago. The building you see today dates back to the Norman times, with stones even built from the Roman Empire. The scale of this thing is absolutely insane. It can't be much smaller than the one in Canterbury, for example. It can't be much smaller than the one in Cambridge, and yet tourists don't really come to St Albans, like, especially on the same scale as Cambridge. But look at it. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in the UK. It's definitely up there with like Winchester, isn't it? But not many people are visiting here. Maybe it's because it's more of a day trip place than an actual place you stay overnight, but definitely put it in the underrated category by a long mile. I mean, look, there's even more historical buildings. Basically, as far as the eye can see, Tudor buildings across there as well. But this was the gateway. It's one of the old monasteries. Back in the day, this was built in 1360. That's how old St Albans is. One of the oldest places in the entirety of the UK. What a pleasure to be here, especially compared to the last like 4 places we've been to. It's literally night and day. This country, you can go to one town, like 10 minutes down the road you've got like Luton, or 20 minutes down the road you've got Luton, which is the worst town in the UK, quite possibly. And then you come St Albans, and look at it. Ancient monastery on your left, or ancient monastery gateway on your left, and a beautiful cathedral on your right. Can't beat it really, can you? Just behind where we were is the Verulamium Park, or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. But the point I'm trying to get across is a very cool park. It's bloody massive. There's so much green space in areas, and that's what I've learned from exploring many towns and cities in the UK, is the more wealthy the area, the more green space you generally get. And somewhere like there, as far as the eye can see, this is only one direction, it's just complete green space. So it's quite interesting and sad in many respects, but definitely peculiar to see the difference between a town like St Albans and how much green space they get versus a town like Luton, where it's a bit of a concrete jungle in comparison. This entire park is surrounded by little Roman walls, Roman ruins, all sorts. It's just about to start chucking it down with rain, as you can see, so we're gonna have to end it there. But check out the museum when you can. It's free to enter as far as I know. I just walked in, took a few photos. Thank you for watching. If you're from St Albans, let me know what you think about the video. Please share, it does help me out a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Catch you later.